It can be viral or bacterial. Either way, tonsillitis is a painful infection, and the nurse practitioners at CVS Minute Clinic say it's also very contagious. Here's this week's What's Going Around report. In central San Diego, Lori Glicklich in Mission Valley says tonsillitis is a common problem, and she's been seeing a lot of it at her clinic lately. This can be a viral or bacterial infection that causes inflammation of the tonsils. Symptoms include a sore throat, swollen tonsils, difficulty swallowing, and sore lymph nodes, along with a raspy voice and bad breath. The trend continues in South San Diego, where Kasia Lalacata in Chula Vista points out that knowing the cause is key to treatment. If it's a viral infection, treatment may include throat lozenges, gargling with salt water, lots of rest, and plenty of fluids. If the infection is bacterial, treatment includes antibiotics. In North San Diego, ear problems are on the rise. Trina Acosta-Tesan in Escondido has seen a number of cases of otitis media with effusion. This is a viral infection of the middle ear that can settle in after a bout with the common cold. The symptoms include mild ear pain and decreased hearing. Treatment includes warm compresses, elevating the head, and over-the-counter pain medication. And in East San Diego, Amy Polizzi in Santee says sports physicals are in demand right now as kids start to train for sports for fall 2019 season. The test includes making sure your immunizations are up to date, checking the heart for any murmurs, and making sure the athlete has no other undiagnosed conditions. And that does it for this week's What's Going Around.